So if you're looking at flips and you're kind of wondering like, hey, how can these people pay so much more money on these flips than you're offering? You're kind of thinking like, hey, why? How can they do that, right? So prime example, there's a house listed for 75K, needed probably 30K in work. I offered 60K on it. Obviously, I didn't get it. Someone ended up paying like 80K for it. So what are the three main reasons that people can pay that 80K instead of the 60, right? So the first one is they buy it to live in it. The second would be buying it as a rental, or the third would be a flipper that doesn't really care about making money, which is a terrible thing to do, but he doesn't really care about making money, but he would rather pay more for the house, keep his guys busy, maybe make minimal profit, if any, on the house, just to keep his guys working, right? So, reason number one, buying it to live in, right? Instead of, let's just say that the house was listed at 75, I offered 60, sold for 80, it was worth 130, right? It needed 30K, right? Kitchen, bath, paint, all the floors, I think it furnace, AC, we needed a few other things, but anyway, 30K rehab, right? So maybe a homeowner can buy it and they can just do the stuff themselves slowly, so they justify, being able to pay that. Because for them, even if they're paying 80, and as a homeowner, they're probably going to pay more than 30K to rehab it, right? They're probably going to be at like 40 or 50 if they're not doing it themselves, right? If they're hiring out contractors. And they might get to the 130, so why does that make sense? Well, the house at 130, everyone's bidding highest and best, and it's probably going to sell for like 140, right? And they got to bring money maybe to the closing if it doesn't appraise. With this house, they can buy it for 80K, maybe put like 40 into it, and even if they don't have a lot of built-in equity, it still makes sense because they got the house and they're able to remodel it exactly how they want, right? So second reason is buying it as a rental, right? So maybe that guy's buying it for 80K. He might not have to put the 30K into it, right? He might not have to redo the kitchen and the bathroom. He could just, instead of spending, whatever, let's say 7 on a kitchen or 10 or whatever on a kitchen, he can spend like $2,000 and just paint the cabinets and reglaze the countertops, right? So maybe he spends like 10 to 15K on the house to get it looking good, just new carpet, just go in there and spray some paint and just kind of refresh it a little bit. You can get that done in 10 to 15K, and maybe you can rent it for 1,000 to 1,200, right? Again, it makes sense because technically if he's all in at, I don't know, let's say 95 to 100, then it's like a 1% rule, and depending on taxes, insurance, and everything else, it might work out as a rental. Mostly if he's keeping it long term, it'll work out, right? So again, a flipper, the last one would be a flipper to just pretty much keep his guys working. So the reason behind that is it's really hard to find good guys, right? So if you don't have a project, they're probably going to look for more work and leave you, right? So the mentality behind that is, hey, I'm just going to buy something that's maybe not going to make me any money or minimal money, but at least my guys are working, right? I'm not paying them out of my pocket. They're busy working on the house. That's essentially the house is just paying for them to work on it, and you're not making a profit. But with how hard it is to, excuse me, find good guys and keep good guys, it's worth the sum. It's worth doing that, right? I always think there's a lot of deals out there, and I don't think I'd ever get into a deal where, right, I wouldn't make money on it just to keep everyone working. I just always think there's always deals out there. You just gotta find them, right? No matter how crazy or whatever the market is, they'll eventually come to you when you least expect them. So those are pretty much the three reasons why people can pay more for houses. And mostly stuff that's like listed on the market, right? Like MLS deals, even some wholesale deals, right? Oh, there's a lot of people paying above what they're asking. Not as often, but usually if it's on the MLS for sale by owner, anything like that, if it's on the open market, people are paying crazy money for them. Or crazy money is in my eyes, right? As a flipper trying to make money off of them. So those are the three reasons, because I never understood them either. I was like, how do these people make this work? You know, but those are like some of the three reasons why people are able to kind of pay that. And yeah, I mean, who knows, maybe our 30K rehab, someone can get it done in like 15, but it's going to be nowhere near as nice, right? Or they're going to cut corners, or, you know, whatever the reasons are. You know, everyone does things in different ways. So hope this video helped. And if you are struggling finding deals, let me know, because so are we. But they shall come. We just got to be patient. So have a great one.